how you feeling? You seem like you're getting healthier as you go each game.
Yeah, I feel good.
Yeah, the first couple games back, you seemed like you were playing kind of timid, maybe just trying to be careful, just getting back in the flow, but now energy levels there, you're more aggressive.
Yeah, I'm getting my way back and I feel better, so yeah, that's helping.
Did you feel like you had to get back in the flow in terms of just getting used to playing in the offensive system, getting back to defensive switches and all that, or?
Yeah.
More comfortable as you're going in?
Yeah.
Osborn, what was your approach today? It just felt like you added a boost of energy off the bench.
Yeah, well, the other game on Friday, we really played well, and that just gave us more energy and confidence to come in here and play really well. It's been hard.
Just go into a little more detail about your journey back after the injuries to coming back to where you are now.
Yeah. Well, I first injured my knee in July, and I was out for like 3 months. And my first practice back, I injured my head, so that took some more time. But I rehabbed every day, try to get back. So now I'm back, and it's good to be back.
Berrick, maybe tell us a little bit about your matchup. You were playing Niagara's best offensive player, Marcus Thompson. How did you approach that today?
Like any other matchup, he's human, so he's a basketball player. So Coach B gives me an assignment. I try to do my best, try to hold him below the average. He got his average, not bad, but I think we held him down. He took a lot of shots, but I think we did well on him.
It just had a lot of energy. The team, Randy Myers came in, made a couple of plays, a couple of baskets, and then you had that big three-point shot. Really added to the lead in the second half. Tell us about it.
Well, I just feel like just need to be more aggressive. Elijah, he's been in foul trouble in the first past 3 games. So like every time he sits down, I feel like someone has to bring some energy and I have to do a little bit more as well. So I feel like I just had to contribute a little bit more and keep doing it more often.
How do you feel about the week? You went up and pulled the game out of Fairfield, big win Friday night, another big win today.
I feel good. Every game we got better since the Fairfield game. The hand game we played well. Just missed a lot of free throws. But we're just trying to take steps and just get better and be ready for March. Everything's about being ready for March.
Sure.
Berrick, you guys have sweated out a bunch of games throughout the season, but these last couple have, I don't want to say become easy, but how much have you guys just relished in the fact that you guys have been able to play much stronger basketball throughout the whole 40 minutes?
We just don't want to make it come down to the St. Louis game where it comes to one possession. We're tired of those games. I feel like beginning of the season we had too many of those games. I feel like we just have to start putting our foot down and just breaking the lead and getting out strong, finishing strong.
And still undefeated in MAC play. Obviously not an easy league to play in. What does this do for you guys' morale, and how can you guys keep this winning streak rolling?
We're just trying to go hard in practice, go hard in games. We're trying to be the first MAC team to go undefeated. That's the goal. So we won't be the first to do that, and we just ready for March.
Well, I was really pleased because they're a team that hangs in there with everybody, and we made our run and opened it up, but we never relented and let them in the game, which I was very pleased with. And I thought that Osborn Shema really gave us a good game, and Ryan Myers gave us a good game with Walter out, and that was very pleasing.
Coach, it seemed like today you went out trying to emphasize shooting the ball versus Friday night you were driving the ball. What was your thought going into the game?
Well, they're a packed line defensive team. They just try to stop the drive, and they'll give you the shot. I thought defensively, even like Hammonds had 17 points, but he was 5 for 16, 3 for 9 from the 3. Whereas Berrick and even Tyson Jolly was 7 for 14, 3 for 6. So percentage-wise, obviously, when you play field goal defense of the numbers that we had today of 35% and 29%, it's outstanding. Coming off a rivalry win.
And Coach, Tyson Jolly had that good defensive play where he stopped a layup in the middle of the first half, and then next time down the court he makes a 2 or 3 point shot, jumper. How did he play defensively?
Well, he actually didn't play great defensively because he came out in the second half, gave up a layup to the little guy, then gave up a layup on a guy going left. He played okay defensively, nothing great. Berrick played great defense the whole night. He was really tough. He's always tough on everybody. I mean, very difficult to give credit to defensive players today, but you know, he shuts down every player. Last year, he shuts down every player this year.
Rick, for Osborn to play the way he did after his journey and his injuries and his road back, how satisfying is it to see his work pay off?
You know, I wasn't sure he'd ever come back. You know, just think about it, guys. He comes in 180 pounds, and he has a piece fall off his groin, a piece, and then a piece fall off his hip. And it's so, he's such a great kid. Obviously, he was in here, so you saw what an unbelievable, humble, polite kid he is. So I never thought he'd come back, so it's so pleasing that he's back. I actually told him I'm taking you to dinner tonight because I know he played so many minutes and I'm afraid of him losing weight. And this is gonna sound crazy. When I take him to dinner, everybody else is on dessert while he's just cutting his meat. He eats so slow, it's impossible. So tonight I'm gonna sit next to him and make sure he eats fast. So I gotta get weight on him in the worst way. And this is what you have to do at Iona. You have to take your players out to eat. Maybe sleep over your house and wake him up and put it. It's funny, but it's really a cute story for him. It's great.
Coach, Nelly Jr. Joseph had a good night in rebounds. He had 15, but he was really seemed frustrated shooting. It seemed like he could have gone for some dunks instead of trying to do short jumpers.
Yeah, I think we, including myself and probably you, we expect too much of Nelly. You know, we all know he's inside, go dunk the ball, and he's a sophomore. He's going to be here for 4 years. He's got a lot to learn. He's a work in progress. So as long as he rebounds, as long as he plays hard. But the great thing is we have Osborn. The greatest teacher of playing well is the bench, if you have somebody to come in for you. And so Osborn is teaching him that you've got to get the job done or Osborn's going to play. And that's a better teacher than me getting on him, certainly.
Rick, it seemed like the offensive execution wasn't as strong as it was on Friday night. Was that Niagara defense was kind of a sluggish Sunday?
I agree with that. It's because we were 13 for 19 on the break the other night. And we blew the game open because of the break tonight. We got the steal. It led to an Osborn dunk. It led to an Elijah foul going to the line. And then it led to a Tyson Jolly dunk. But we were 13 for 19 on the break. And if you get out 19, 20 times, it means you're playing great defense. Tonight we didn't get out on the break. The numbers weren't there. But that's a tribute to Niagara. They know that if they run up and down with us, it's going to be tough, difficult for them to win.
Coach Pulla said that.
Yep.
When he was in here.
Yep.
Coach Berrick's been much more part of the offense the last 2-3 games. Is it you urging him to get more aggressive offensively?
I said to Berrick, look, what do you want to do after this year? He said, I want to come back. I said, well, averaging 4 points a game and no rebounds a game. I said, why don't you come back? You know, go become a doctor. And he said, he thought I was serious. And I said, you got to rebound, you got to score. There's no reason to come back unless you do those things. You can't just be a defensive player. So he had 9 rebounds the other night. Tonight he had 7. He had 10 points. He had 4 assists. When you see Berrick get 4 assists, I mean, it's time to just celebrate, okay? And he's doing it now. So he's an invaluable member of this basketball team because he shuts everybody down. So far, nobody's gotten the better of him, and that's surprising.
Rick, you guys had an 0 for 9 shooting stretch to start the second half. How much did that 7-0 run by Jolly just help jumpstart you guys offensively?
Well, Tyson gave up the 2 layups in the first part of the second half. He let the little kid beat him right for a layup, and he let somebody beat him left for a layup. So he was the reason it went from there, but we never let them get closer than, I think, 8. Or was it, do you guys remember? 6.
Yeah, 6.
So that's a strong, usually a team has a run, but we never let them have their run, and that's good defense. But to be honest with you, I thought Tyson was decent, but not even close to Ryan Myers, Osborn, and Berrick. I thought they were the stars of the game. Like Brian said, let's bring, the first thing that anybody would say is, well, look at Tyson's numbers, let's bring them up. But he wasn't the key to the game. It was definitely Osborn, because Nelly wasn't playing well.
And Coach, when Ryan Myers went in, he got the drive for 2, and then he got a 3-pointer back-to-back, which gave you a 57-44 lead. How about that impact?
And I think Ryan's driving the ball great. I think he's making some Euro steps to the basket and driving the ball great. He missed the one, but I thought Ryan played excellent tonight. Walter Clayton obviously is a big factor in our game plan. And without him, Ryan, I went with Colton, but then I went with Ryan to give us a little more offense.
Rick, how do you feel about Ryan's defense? Last year, earlier this year, a couple times you mentioned he had to keep working on his defense.
I think his defense is okay. I don't think it's bad. I think his problem is blocking out. The other night, without question, that was a foul. The referees who watched the game said, we blew it. You got pushed out of bounds. But you have to expect that you're going to get pushed out of bounds, and you've got to be, it's a car crash. If they crash into you, they're going to win. If you crash into him, we're going to win. So it's just blocking out. His defense is fine. He just doesn't block out well.
Thank you.
Coach, do you feel like the team gained confidence with the win at Fairfield on the 2 strong home wins this weekend?
I think we got a very strong home court advantage. I know we didn't have a lot of people here today, but the people that do show up are very much into the game. You know, my son, his contingent bought 35 tickets in the middle, and they're there every game, rain, snow, shine. Now they're all drunk, but they're there every game, and they get into it big time. So, you know, I'm very thankful for my son, but the people that do show up give us a pretty strong home court advantage, and we play really, really well at home.
Rick, do you think Walter will play against Monmouth?
I do. I think he could have played tonight if I wanted to push the envelope, but I didn't want to push the envelope.
Thank you.
About the drive you made at the end of the first half, there's only a couple of seconds left, but you got a pass, you went down, underhand layup. Tell us about it. Did you think it went in? Did you think it was going to count?
No, I saw the red, but I'm just trying to play hard every time and finish plays, so I just tried to